Hi everyone. First thing I want to do is to say that for those of you who have been working throughout the week, you've shared many interesting ideas and contributed to the discussions going on about how to consider international mindedness in class, and also how to follow, let's say, the guidelines, the IB philosophy, which are also stated in the Standards and Practices Guide. So that was very interesting. The only thing I want to say is, for those who have not posted their answers yet to these activities, I will really ask you to try to do it on a regular basis throughout the week in order to have the most of that interaction between the participants. So it is like a gold mine. Actually, there are many really interesting ideas that some of you have shared. So I'm really proud of that. I just want everyone to get on board and to try to follow the pace of one module per week. The week starting on Wednesday and ending on the next Wednesday. So actually by tomorrow, all of the activities from module 1 should be done. If not, really try to catch up the group. So that was about the first module. So let's go to the second module. We're getting to the point where we will try to define a context in which we want to plan our own unit plan. So the idea of that category 2 workshop is to go again through the process of creating a unit plan, and doing that to try to develop a unit plan which would be considered like a really good unit plan. So that is our aim. So that being said, we will be able to share ideas, and if you just think about it, because you are 24 participants, normally we should end up with 24 ideas of unit plans, which is one of the things which is really valuable about these workshops. So once again, there are the module notes, and once again, I have clarified like my expectations about each of the learning engagement activities. And also you will see on the homepage of module 2 that there are 2 options for virtual meetings. I'm going to start to talk about that already. I have, through the coffee corner, I know that many of you have questions and will have questions throughout the workshop, which might not be addressed directly with the workshop. So this is an opportunity to ask any questions you want about the program. So that's something that I offer. There are 2 options. The idea is to be able to try to suit everyone's need. And since we're all in very different time zones, I found that it was necessary to offer 2 possibilities for that. And I will offer also possibility to ask questions in the next 2 weeks. So these offers will come back every week starting now for 3 weeks. So when you want to join in, you just press on the big blue button, which is like the platform used with the Moodle platform. Just click on it. When I say 3 a.m. Greenwich Meridian time, you have to try to consider what time it is for you. So what I've done is that I've put on the link where I've put my actually my time, which is 10 p.m. on November 12th. And when you click on that, you can see here is November 12th, 2021 at 22 hours, which is 10 p.m. And then if you post your city, let's say that I would be in Moscow, Russia, then you see that for the time is United Time Code +3, so it's at 8 hours difference, which is 6 a.m., which might not be a good time. So remember that there are 2 offers, but that's a way that you can see at what time would be the offer for you. So it's really simple. You just have to click on the link. Sorry, this is not what I intended. So let's go back here to perhaps here. When the session will be open, you just have to join the session. So to make the box appear, you just have to refresh the page, and when you'll be at the right time, then there will be like a possibility to join in the session. So that was for the offer. You'll see that if you click on the second meeting offer, once again, just to check if it works, I have that. For me, it's 8 a.m. Once again, if I put the same city, it would be like at 4 p.m. So that would be a more reasonable time. So we have tried to see what offer is best for you. Okay, let's go back to module 2. So first, there is an activity where perhaps in the module notes it's written to consider the lesson plan from the homepage of the Global Oneness site. What I would tell you is to try to see about what context you want to teach in your unit plan in order to find a resource that you can actually use in your class. So instead of just taking any lesson plan, you can just browse the site, use the search option, try to see something about the subjects. So for example, if I would have a task about water consumption, then I could try to find a resource that is linked to it. And I found one, and that is something I've used. So there was a 8-minute video, which was interesting, actually. But I did not use a lesson plan as it is, but I use the statistics and the information there in order to give resources to my students in their task, which was different. So if you cannot access the site for any reason, because sometimes it happens in some countries, then you could find any relevant resource that you could use in your unit plan. The idea is to put your teaching and assessment actually here in context, and we'll talk later about the global context explorations. So just try to find a resource, and it's really interesting, and I really enjoy reading all of the different resources that you find. And once you've chosen that resource, you can put the link of the lesson plan and then consider 3 global issues, and also read and reply to at least one of the other participants' ideas. So if we click on another one from Lakshmi, mine, here, the Global Issues Forum, if you click on it, you'll see the same information. Sometimes I add attachments, as you might know. And then when you reply, I just want to remind you that you press on the Advanced button, and that will allow you to put a link here. So for instance, if I would use my time and date converter, I would want to add that as a link. I can also click to open in a new link window. So here would be the link, and then I could also answer what is asked. So this is what I would ask from you. Then I will cancel it for now. So it's pretty simple. It's just to try to, within the IB, to teach in a context. And there are photo essays sometimes. Sometimes we can take a video, perhaps only take the transcripts of the video. So there are many possibilities. You'll see that you don't have anything to post for the second learning engagement. You see that there is no learning engagement 2, because this is to choose the concepts. And the global context eventually in order to create the statement of inquiry. So all of your answers will be posted together in the learning engagement 3. This is something that I will really look at. So we are, as you've seen, we are choosing a context, the global context, and we are also choosing concepts from the mathematics guide. The global context and the global context explorations are in the MYP from principles into practice. I attach all these documents in my post. Once you've chosen these, you will have to create a conceptual understanding and a statement of inquiry. Of course, there are resources in the module notes in order to help you. And the statement of inquiry includes the concepts and the global context exploration. It does not include our mathematical topic. So you have to leave it without the content of your unit, just about the context and the concepts that we will use. You can refer to the document evaluating MYP unit plans in order to see like what would be a good, you see when I click on the link, I would have needed to connect to my IB in order for that to work. The other options is only to press on my post, and in my post I've given you resources. So if I want here, the evaluating MYP unit plan is going to download it to my computer, and then I can use it. So if I go to the section of the statement of inquiry, there are 3 levels. We would like to get to the sharing level, so every time you can see the bullet list here in order to see what would be a really good statement of inquiry. So this is one of the resources here. The other resources, the mathematics guide will be used in order to find mainly the concepts, but I've also put screenshots of all of the concepts on one page because it's on different pages, and you can see that we have 3 key concepts: form, logic, and relationship, and 12 related concepts. All of these concepts have to be used throughout the MYP, but you could choose other concepts in the unit plan as well. So we will try to focus on that for now in order to understand and to share ideas among each other about concepts used in mathematics, and you see that it goes pretty well. So when some of you will have posted things, I will be able to comment and perhaps suggest more statements of inquiry. So using the concepts can be done on a regular basis, because perhaps you can represent relationships between 2 quantities. So if I use a representation, relationships, and quantity, I would have conceptual understanding. And then we can use models in order to find relationships by using logic. That would be another conceptual understanding. So there are many possibilities. So let's go back here. For the global context, I'll go directly in the MYP from principle into practice. I think it's page like 60. I haven't looked at it. Won't take much time. I really need the global context. Here it is. For the global context, what you'll see is that there is a description of the global context, but what we want to select is one exploration about the context. In our statement of inquiry, we don't have to state the global context, only the global context exploration. So for instance, if I go to globalization and sustainability, I could choose the human impact on the environment and consider it through mathematics. I often use that global context, like for markets, commercialization, also perhaps working with geography to study the evolution of demography and population, also to take decisions using data, which is often used in statistics. So you have to select, you don't have to select the whole bullet. You can just select like consumption. This would be an exploration. It would be enough. But you can also take parts of 2. You can say how consumption have impact on the environment. So I could consider these 2 together and link them in order to build my own exploration of the unit plan. So going back here, this is really important. I'll have a second video because I have a 15 minutes time for these videos. So what I want at the end is for you to post the things that you've chosen, the concepts, global context exploration, and conceptual and statement of inquiry. The activity is done at that point, but you can also start a unit plan. You can use the model from the IB, which is here, MYP unit planner, the tilted version, which is the one that we use normally now. This is really basically the one from the IB. The tilted means that in the action section of the unit plan, it's like 4 columns. Or you will be able also to use my own version of that, which I'll show you in the second video. So thanks for listening for that part. I'm gonna end everything in the second video in a short if you click on the next video.